guys, welcome to I'm So Super Single. This reading is an 8-card spread for those of you that are completely single and you're just wanting to know like the near future of your love life. Alright, so first we'll start off focusing on why you are currently single. Alright, next we'll look at who is coming towards you. Alright, next we'll look at when this might possibly happen. And then we'll look at advice. All right, so why you are currently single. All right, we have the High Priestess and the Five of Swords. All right, so I feel that your pride or your ego could be in the way of you finding anyone. Seems like you're keeping a barrier up, or maybe you are currently in defense mode. Seems like you're very quiet. You keep things to yourself. You could also be very introverted. Seems like you're also trying to listen into your intuition. Or maybe your intuition is telling you something, but you're not listening. So another thing that I'm getting is that there is some kind of petty energy beneath the surface. So it could be a situation where there's two people who are attracted to one another, but or used to talk or be together, but I feel like there isn't a willingness to initiate communication. You might be thinking that this person should approach you, and they might be thinking the same thing. So it just comes to a halt. And I also get that there is like some sort of silence. Like, it looks like neither party is willing to give in. It's an issue of ego. So again, if this is about, let's just say there's someone that you've been interested in, you felt some sort of energy between the two of you, but all you do is look at each other or refuse to really initiate communication with each other. It's kind of like you see each other, but you're just not speaking. If this is someone that you actually were together with, it's like maybe you guys believe that you're meant to be together, but you both refuse to pursue the other person. It's like they got my number and they're like, they got my number. So, you know, it's just kind of like both parties are just at a silent war with each other. There's no communication, there's thoughts, there's dreams, but a refusal to speak. There also could be an issue with communication in general, where there's a blockage with the throat chakra. And I don't know, it seems like maybe even though you guys are talking to each other or giving clues or signals, they're being misinterpreted. So you guys aren't on the same page when it comes to communication. It could also be a language barrier, literally. Maybe you're interested in somebody who is like completely foreign and neither one of you speaks each other's language, and it's just like, I'm attracted to them, but what can we talk about? We have nothing to say to each other because we can't speak each other's language. So a language barrier could be a factor. I don't know too if you've been dreaming about someone or just dreaming about being in a relationship. Whatever is blocking two people from coming together to speak to each other, I feel like it could be temporary. Like this can be broken, this barrier. I mean, it is a possibility that this is for your protection. Yeah, maybe you're being blocked from something for your protection, even if you don't quite understand why now. At some point when you look back, you'll see. I feel like there's also just maybe a refusal to change or to allow change to happen. You could be holding on to some sort of idealism that just does not work for you anymore. Like maybe your circumstances have changed and your beliefs about how relationships should be or how they should begin could be holding you back. You're like, no, because this is how a relationship should be. Let's say you've normally or traditionally met people face to face. And so, I don't know, there's been some sort of shift in life where it's just not like that anymore, and you start to feel like the only option is to meet someone online, and you're like, but no, I don't want to meet anybody online. I shouldn't have to have a dating profile. I should be able to meet someone, you know, in person. And that belief right there could be holding you back. That's just an example, but yeah, it could be your own beliefs and thoughts that you're unwilling to change or part ways with is the thing that could be preventing you from meeting someone or talking to someone. And this can also be from the perspective of someone who maybe is interested in you. This person is so used to something being one way that they can't fathom stepping outside that boundary to meet someone, especially if it's a guy who is like used to girls approaching them and they're just like, or maybe it's a guy who's like super shy, whether it's because he's very good looking or because he's very shy. He's just used to females approaching him. And so you might not be that person that will ever do that. And so for once, maybe he needs to come out of his shell, but he just can't. He's like, I can't do that. That's not how I do. Like, women approach me, you know, so something's going on where, you know, there's an unwillingness to compromise really on both ends. That's usually what this energy represents. Like, you know, both ends of the spectrum are unwilling to compromise. Yeah. Something else I was getting here. Oh yeah, so something about somebody being shy or quiet. So you actually could have a secret admirer. Like I said, but it's still like the same energy. You have someone who is actually keeping tabs on you or thinking about you, but they won't do anything about it. So it's just us at a standstill right now. All right, so let's see who is coming towards you. So you have the Fool and the King of Wands. So whoever is coming towards you is very free-spirited, but they're also a strategist. This is someone who definitely likes control. They like things done on their terms. And if you're saying, oh, that's me, then again, that goes back to two people who are refusing to compromise. And that's why nothing has taken place. And this game can go on forever. Yeah. Unless, there is just needs to be better energy, or conditions need to be more favorable for two people to come together, whether it's astrological or in your personal life. And I do feel that maybe someone is, because they're a free spirit, they're not really wanting to get into a relationship because they're aware of the expectations that come along with that. And so maybe this person is just choosing to just stay detached and do what they want to do, because they're like, as soon as I get into a relationship, that means I have to make time for someone else. That means I have to consider someone's thoughts on whenever I just want to get up and leave, then I have to consider their thoughts, opinion, feelings. Like, somebody might not be willing to do that. And it could be that someone is in a selfish mode, or if not a selfish mode, just needs someone who gets them and doesn't care and is not expecting that. Maybe you are someone who's like, you could do what you want, I don't care. But this person doesn't really know that. They might be assuming that you want something traditional, and so they're just staying away. They're like, no, because I don't want the expectations of that label on me. I feel like this person, they have like these two sides to them. Either on the outside, they look unserious, like, I hate to say like Jaden Smith, like, he just looks like he just wants to do whatever he wants. So, he just has that look. But on the inside, this person is very responsible. It's either they look like they don't do anything or want any responsibility, but actually they are responsible, or they appear to be very responsible and structured, but on the inside, they're nothing like that. So I don't know. I feel like there is some sort of polar opposite of how they look versus how they really are. I feel like this person has more of a darker skin tone or reddish skin tone. I feel like something about their hair could either be short to shoulder length, or something is very like freestyle about their hair. Like, it's like maybe freestyle locks, or something about their hair is just like very ununiformed. Maybe it's just kind of wild and whatever. I feel like this person has very intense eyes. I feel like you would like their I feel like you would like their physical features. You might feel like their face is asymmetrical. I feel like you might like their cheekbones. I feel like they have a piercing in the ear. Now, this person could also be like a business person or like an entrepreneur, or like they have like this leadership appearance, or they come off as very direct, maybe bossy. I feel like for a female, she might have like the resting bitch face. And the guy, I mean, he looks super serious too. I feel like he has like a very serious expression. Yeah, if you saw him walking down the street, you'd be like, oh my God, he's so serious. Maybe borderline angry looking, but I don't feel like they really are. They just have that look. I feel like inside this person is really playful. Like I was talking about the polar opposites, I really feel like their outer appearance looks serious, but on the inside, they're really free-spirited and playful. I feel like this person likes to travel or has traveled. I feel like this person maybe has like a passport with the stamps and stuff showing where they've been. Yeah, I feel like this person might be cultured. All right, so let's see the win. You have the Sun and the Queen of Cups. So the win could actually be soon. If you have a birthday coming up, it could be around your solar return. It also could be as soon as we go into Scorpio season. The win also has something to do with this newness, this wholeness that's going on, some sort of renewal. So it might be during some sort of new phase in your life or some sort of new beginning. It does seem like there is some sort of a rebirth. This could happen at a time where you're really happy in life or having a really good time or enjoying yourself. So the timing seems to be synonymous with fun. Timing also may have to do with some sort of liberation or freedom. Like as soon as you have been liberated from some sort of burden, or you've been released from something, like you have like this free time on your hand, you can focus on a relationship. So that also has something to do with the timing. Timing also has to do with the truth. So as soon as someone is honest or as soon as the truth comes out about a situation, either way, it just seems like it's having to do with happiness. Also, if you are doing anything, if you're a creative person, it could be happening either once you complete some sort of creative thing that you were working on, or as soon as you begin some sort of creative project. It's like that could happen simultaneously. Like you just started on this creative project and they come into your life and further inspire you. I do feel like your solar plexus is being activated as well. If you've been kind of stagnant or just like down or depressed, it seems that once your will or your drive has been restored, it's like something comes back to life within you, and you're finding purpose. You're happy because you have purpose. It's like it all comes together. It's like this is perfect timing. Like I found my purpose. There's this new person in my life, blah, blah, blah. And so it just seems like it happens when you're having like a really good time in your life. You're in a really good space. Timing may also have to do with a water sign. So again, going back to like the beginning of Scorpio season, it could be that a water sign reveals something to you. I almost get someone doing something romantic, like showing some sort of romantic gesture. This maybe has to do with confidence as well. So maybe the timing has to do with someone's confidence level, and they feel confident enough to express romantic feelings towards you. Yeah. Now, something about a tattoo is standing out. So I don't know if you're planning to get a tattoo. Maybe you meet someone while you're getting your tattoo, or the day of. But I feel like you're needing to be in a good space so that everything is in alignment. Also, you might want to look at any transits to your sun, wherever your sun is at in your birth chart. Also, look and see what house sun is in, because it may have something to do with the activation of that particular house in your birth chart. So let's say you have sun in the 4th house. Maybe it has to do with you moving or doing something to your home, or you visiting your mother. Let's say you have sun in the 7th house. Maybe that's when you sign a contract with a job, or go into some other partnership, and it's happening at the same time as a romantic partnership is beginning. So yeah, just kind of see where sun is at in your birth chart, and that might also give additional information of timing or the nature of the circumstances. All right, so let's look at advice. You have the 6 of Cups and the Devil. Interesting. So to me, this represents past karma. Someone who is your soulmate, someone that you have comfort, someone who you have like this comfort level with. Now, it also could literally be a Capricorn, or it's just someone in general that you have some sort of karmic attachment to. Advice could be telling you to just like confront your shadow. Like you have to acknowledge your shadow side. or realize that you have some sort of shadow work to do, or that shadow work is going to come in the form of a soulmate. Maybe you're needing to be prepared for dealing with something that could be difficult. Even if this relationship is fun and everything that you ask for, it still has the attachment of a heavy burden. And you're going to have to set boundaries in this relationship. Because whoever this is, they might try to drain you of your energy or your resources, or they're going to constantly challenge you and see how far they can get away with doing certain things. And you're going to have to, stand your ground with this person. You're going to constantly have to reel the relationship back in place, or reel this person back in. I don't want to say put in check, but yeah, kind of like put them in check. Like, look, I don't tolerate this, or we're not at, that's unacceptable. This makes me uncomfortable. Whatever the case, it's like this person's going to constantly be challenging you. I always experience this when this card comes out. And it doesn't have to be that intense, but like, let's say for instance, you live with somebody and you tell this person, like, please don't put your things over here. This spot is reserved for my things. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And so they haven't, several weeks have gone by. This person hasn't put anything in your space or in your corner. But next thing you know, you look over there and there's something that they're sitting over there. It's kind of small. And you're like, well, it's just a small plant, or it's just, a small whatever. 2 more weeks later, you're going to see another thing. You're like, okay, I didn't say anything about this. They put one more thing over here. I might have to say something. Next thing you know, something else is there. And you're like, okay, I tried to let it go. You're slowly putting your things back in my corner again. It's like this person's going to constantly, even they know how you feel about something, but they're just constantly going to push your button. They're going to be like, oh, okay. And then they're going to do it again. So that is basically that energy that you're going to be dealing with. And maybe your advice is to just kind of like embrace that, or be prepared for that. Yeah. And it looks too like the both of you have some sort of mutual agreement with each other. And that is why they are coming at this time in your life. It's time. Maybe they're coming at a time in your life when you can handle this type of energy. Maybe you couldn't handle this energy 2 months ago, a year ago, but now you're in a position to deal with it. It also could be potentially a long relationship as well. Or at least it's going to last as long as it takes for this karma to be resolved. If you believe in past lives like I do, it could be that they helped you out in a previous life. And now in this life, you're obligated to help them out. And maybe it was something like really huge. I don't know. But this is why they're showing up to collect a debt. And so it's like having to make the best out of this situation. On a lighter note too, it could be prepared for the intense level of this connection. It could be very sexual in nature. You could be dealing with someone who's very possessive of you, or brings out your crazy possessive side. Matter of fact, this shadow energy does represent, for me anyway, someone who does bring out the darker sides of yourself. Like, let's say you are normally the most pleasantest person, maybe even wholesome, and they show up, you be cursing for some weird reason, You're like, I don't know why I'm cursing so much. That's not even me. Like, it's you. They just woke it up. You know, you usually keep that part dormant. They woke it up. Let's say you are someone who don't even be thinking about sex like that. You're like, I'm good. Like, I don't know why people make such a big deal out of sex. This person come up and you're just like, more. Like something happens where they wake up some shadowy energy within you. And so that is also a challenge, and you're going to have to constantly be having to maintain balance within yourself and the relationship. All right, so let me go ahead and start clarifying, starting with the Five of Swords. So the reason why you're currently single is also indicating that because maybe you've been single for too long. So, you know, you're just used to that and not having to compromise. You know, you do what you want when you want. And you're just like, whatever. You know, so it's hard for two people to come together when they're just both used to just being single. You also might have refused to let go of standards when it comes to someone's finances or physical appearance. You're like, nope, like, unless you look like this, don't even talk to me. Unless you make this amount of money, don't even talk to me. You know, so whatever it is, it could be something dealing with physical or finances that you're just stuck on. You also might just want to reserve yourself and not want it to just give that away to anybody. And so, again, you're just not in a rush. You're like, I'm not about to give my energy to just any old body. Like, I read about that sexual energy exchange and how someone stays inside of you, their essence. You know, you might be feeling that way, and you're like, something else I was getting here. Either way, it's creating stubbornness, someone who moves like molasses when it comes to relationships. It's like, even if you wanted a relationship, you're still not rushing to it. You're like, that's nice. Yeah, I like that person over there, but whenever it happens. So, yeah, it's a lot of stagnant or stubborn energy. Also, your relationship might have to start off long distance, and maybe you're just like, I don't want a long distance relationship, so I'm going to stay single until I can find somebody near me. But maybe it has to start off long distance. And then again, like I mentioned, the dating profile, it's just like, I don't want a dating profile. And it's like, maybe you might have to, I don't know. So one of those two things could also be the reason why you're still currently single. I kind of feel, though, that someone was very vulnerable at one point, and now they're just not. Someone has closed the door, and now there's a barrier up. Either you don't want someone to know how vulnerable you are, or vice versa. Or like I said, it could be both parties. that mirror each other the same way. You're thinking too much alike, because to the point where you're repelling. Like at one point, it's either two masculine energies or two feminine energies. And I'm not talking about like sexuality. I just mean like one has to be the giver and one has to be the receiver. But both people are either receivers or givers. And it's just more so causing like something to repel. Somebody also might kind of feel like, well, I have everything I need right here in front of me. So I don't really need to go looking for anybody, or I don't need anybody. It might be that I don't need anybody mentality, which is fine, but it might get to a point where, you know, when you want somebody, whenever you want somebody, I almost want to say somebody might like pinstripes as a pattern. Okay, so the person coming towards you or in your energy, this person does seem to be very independent, but they also seem to be content. And I feel like this person is not willing to conform just yet. Right now, they're committed to themselves. Even if this person wants to commit to you, it's like, I don't know. It's like they're not going to approach you until they know that they're ready for a commitment. That goes to someone that might already know you or have that eye on you. It's like, when I'm ready to commit, I know exactly the person that I'm going to approach. But right now I'm not ready to commit because I got this on my plate, or I'm in the middle of traveling, I'm in the middle of blah, blah, blah. So, but when I'm ready to settle down, this is the person that I'm coming for. And that might be someone's thought process. Also, whoever is coming towards you has been in a state of depression and has been masking it. I feel that this person wants to truly overcome their depression before they bring someone else into their life. There is some kind of healing that could be going on. Also, someone may be dealing with some kind of medical condition where they don't want to put themselves out there yet. Some sort of medical or health situation. Maybe this person wants to make sure that their health is stabilized, whether it's physically or emotionally or mentally. Physically, emotionally or mentally. It's like, let me finish going to therapy first, or let me finish getting done with this surgery, then I'll put myself out there. So I don't know, I kind of feel like somebody wants to make sure that they're in a good state of mind, body, and soul. Again, I do get someone who is like a business person, but I feel like they're having a problem with their business and they want to get that straightened out. I don't know why I'm hearing the name Ralph. I don't know if it's talking about Ralph Tresvant or Ralph Lauren. I don't know if it has to do with this person looking like one of those people, or if it has something to do with, what do you call it? If that's their name, or if they like designer clothes by Ralph Lauren. I don't know, but I just heard Ralph. So again, timing seems like it has to do with someone feeling like themselves again, someone feeling like they can, like they have the confidence to express themselves to you, or you to them. It does look like someone is going through a rebirth. So maybe after this transitional phase is over and someone has like new purpose, new life. And this could, again, just like I said, represent Scorpio season, the death of something, and the rebirth. Yeah, you could be unaware that there are some significant changes happening in your life. Or maybe you don't even realize that you're in the middle of some major transformation. If you dream or have like premonitions, you may have received some sort of message in one already, or you're going to before the relationship begins. You might have a very vivid or crystal clear dream. Like, yeah, something does look like a premonition before it happens. Timing also has to be with a secret that was buried that is coming to light. I don't know too if, so I'm getting like someone being in hiding and then coming out. I don't know if that's talking about literal, like somebody has been in hiding and then they're free to come out. They're liberated now from having to hide away. If that's not something that's going on with you, maybe, there is something going on with whoever's coming towards you that you don't know about. You're unaware of their situation. All right, let's clarify the devil. I can see the hesitation and the mistrust. because of emotional baggage. Either this is indicating that you've been holding on to some sort of emotional baggage, or the person coming towards you, even though I was getting healed energy, maybe there's still something lingering. I would still say be prepared for someone who can be very manipulative or controlling. Know about the nature of this person. Part of this also feels like a warning, like this person is under spiritual attack. And it immediately is kind of like, don't come into my house with that, or don't come around me with that. Like, it's almost like their burden becomes yours. There is some attachment that this person might have with them, and they're bringing it to you. Especially if it's like a jealous ex, somebody constantly trying to break you guys up, or someone who is still trying to bind their energy with them. Yeah, I'm almost feeling like you're needing to be warned about who you're about to deal with, because it's not for the faint of heart. And I understand if you're like, no thank you. If this is destined, though, it's still just going to come in another form. It might not be a romantic relationship, but it might be a family member or somebody at work, or the job itself. It's like it's trying to find a way to manifest in your life. And it looks like a situation where it's just like you can't escape from it. You keep getting pulled back. It's like the tension can only stretch so far before you guys are snapped back together. Oh boy. I am sorry that it has to end on such an intense note. And you also could be dealing with someone who you don't know who you're gonna get. You're like, who are you? Like, I'm dealing with one personality this day, this personality another day. I mean, it could be someone that has PTSD or DID. Yeah, that might be a big burden if someone is like clinically diagnosed with that. Because you might feel like you're constantly having to temper their energy. If it's not that, like I said, maybe they have like this attachment or it's like they're under spiritual attack. And the other thing that I see is that maybe this person is just like heavily into occultism, but like the dark arts, more focused on that end of it. They like to dabble into the darker nature of things. They'll go and find, a living animal to sacrifice. Like this person might be that type of occult worker. Maybe you're like you know, being a witch is all fun and games until you actually have to kill a chicken, you know. So I don't know, something's going on where you're dealing with some shadowy energy or nature. Or like I said, they bring out that other side of you that you didn't know existed. And maybe you're just normally a calm or peaceful person, and now this person has you being jumpy and having anxiety and short fuse, like something is just like, I'm not normally like this. That's because they're bringing out that dark energy. All right, so hopefully this helps, but feel free to leave your feedback. Thank you guys for watching. Sending you love and grace.